Hey everyone, welcome back in. Thank you so much for checking out another episode today. Again, this is the second day in a row that we are on board with ARCITYS, and we have a little bit of a different video for you today. So, as everybody knows, Season 5 of Modern Warfare just dropped, and with it came 2 new weapons, one AR, one SMG. The AR that came with it was the AN94, and that's what you're seeing ARCITYS use right here. So, we have seen the AN94 in past Call of Duty games. It's always been a super reliable gun, and it just came out. It seems like a couple pros are really starting to take to it. We'll see if that changes over the next week or so. It was the same thing. You can see Octane in the kill feed right there. He is also using it. But it was kind of the same when there were all those GAs with ammo conversions and stuff like that. We saw different pros use different items, and ultimately it just went back to the M4 and the MP5. So we'll see if this one sticks. But in this scrim overall, I will say that Chicago was never really threatened in this one, at least in terms of the hardpoint maps. So when it came to hardpoints, they won all 5 of them. It was 5-0, and most of the scores were in like the 250 to 140, 250 to 160 range. So none of these were really even that close. You just see an ARCITYS 4-piece right there. Really nice job out of him, just pushing into P1, being able to get some time for his team. And one thing that I'll say as we go ahead and get into the actual analysis of this one, I'm not sure if this is just something that Chicago is working on, because they had that initial P2 spawn to start this map, and they just kind of everybody pushed inside of P1, and they almost gave up the top side of the map. So I'm not sure if that's something that was planned. I don't know if they just decided, you know what, let's work on breaking P2, because they were successful right there. Minimap that's right above my head. Once they gave up P2, we saw them really push out the top side of the map. So as they were inside of P1, you saw ARCITYS get that 4-piece and then hit bottom P2. As that was happening, somebody also went up high towards this burning car. And once that happens, then you're able to get kills from the top side of the map. You're able to get kills from inside of P2. And once you have that pushed out, now you have that taken over. And if you still have people down on the top and the bottom side of the map, then that's going to spawn Seattle out a pretty far away. More than likely they'd end up getting this spawn right here if you have control of the top and the bottom side of the map. So you saw there the last 15 or 20 seconds inside of P2, they were very easily able to secure that time and end up building up that lead a little bit. Now, as we're rotating to P3, this is something that has gotten a little bit harder to do as this game has went on, right? The team that has control of P2, teams are getting really good at locking them inside of that P2 spawn trap. So we saw Chicago have struggles with this when it came to New York in that matchup with New York that we saw. This was 2 or 3 weeks ago now, but still, they weren't able to get out of P2, which gave all of that P3 time to New York, and they also ended up getting that P5 time also. So this was a much better job. You saw ARCITYS hit the bottom side of the map basically immediately. They were able to get inside, and now the spawns have flipped. So with only a couple seconds left inside of P3, they do have a 35-ish point lead. You're going to see ARCITYS as a main AR really focus on the flanks on the top, and more specifically the bottom side of the map, right? You'll see here kind of over his next few lives once he comes up, you saw that he spawned right here and sort of on top AC right here, and this is a really good spot for him to be with an AR. If he were to stay there, he would be able to stop them from rotating off spawn inside of P4. But you'll see, like right here, when he comes up off of spawn, he's going to hit the bottom side of the map, because if you're Seattle, so if we're talking about Seattle here, they're currently getting this spawn and they're trying to get inside of P4. The other thing that they're going to try to do is hit mid and go top L. That's exactly what you saw right there as ARCITYS went down, because if they get control of top L, then they push forward just a little bit, and if they get back yellow spawn control right here, they're going to have those initial spawns for P5. So look for them to both watch the top side of the map as ARCITYS is doing right here, but also most importantly, just cut off that bottom side of the map so you guys can get map control and lock down that time inside of P5. But right now, it just went over to P5. Chicago is down by about 10 points at this point in time, but if they can just get 1 or 2 more kills, they're already getting this time inside of P5. So just get these couple kills, you're going to end up spawning Seattle out. And this is, of course, P2's the most the easiest hill to hold on this map, but P5 is second. So looks like with that, they're able to get a team wipe. There's 30 seconds left, and you can already see the top side of the map being pushed out. Envoy's here. ARCITYS is also here off of spawn, And essentially, they're just trying to push this out to gain spawns for P2 as it goes to second set of rotations. But again, this is a scrim. This is the first time that we've seen ARCITYS with this gun. There's one more person there. Octane's able to get a 2-piece there on flank. So it does look like Seattle's going to have those back spawns as it rotates to P2. But without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's listen into the Chicago team comms. Let's kind of hear what ARCITYS is saying about the AN94, if he's saying anything. And let's go as we're about to rotate here into the second set of rotations.
Close right, and
Right.
too close right now.
I'm one shot. I rolled
Jump
down.
I'm one shot here.
One top of C.
Blue van,
He's top scaff, top scaff.
Scaff.
Scaff and let's keep time, right?
Blue van,
Blue van up time. Sam, it's Sam.
Bad.
one shot, he's super weak their door,
Can't push in.
I'm trying to get top of C for you guys.
Bring it up, L.
This one a little
Top
bit
of C.
deep.
No, I got it.
I'm staying here, you said?
I'm watching scaff,
Nading their door for you guys.
I see I'm dead.
Close
Gap
hill,
to
one
it.
shot
Two
hill.
in.
Middle, Sam. What the fuck? He did. He's going top of C. You see him pressing.
I killed him.
Dead.
Oh,
One was low right, I think.
One more, yeah.
No,
Get
no,
this
no,
time,
no,
get this
no,
time,
no,
guys.
no.
Let's get this
Low
time.
right,
Hold on,
Dead. What the fuck?
Nice.
In their door.
Oh, gotta be
Nading
fast.
their door. Top AC.
I spawn green. Hold.
Jumping on our side.
Our side
There's
dead.
one
He
right
named
here.
me.
Scaff,
Under
I think.
scaff.
Oh, beat him.
Bad.
Yeah, one more scaff.
Yeah,
They're
Scaff.
spawning
I'm
back.
spending my life.
That's
I just want to point out real quick, that was a great nade. Whoever ended up throwing that nade towards forklift up on the top hand side of the map, that was a great nade. Even though it didn't end up killing ARCITYS, what it did is it just gave them information, right? So if that nade, or even if they were to throw a stun, if it doesn't hit anything on the top side of the map, then as a team, you know that nobody's pushing out that top side of the map, so you don't have to focus it so much. So if ARCITYS doesn't get hit by that, then they don't necessarily know that somebody's pushing the top hand side of the map. They can focus. So Seattle's going to focus all of their energy towards the bottom side of the map, and that would give an open lane for ARCITYS to sneak through and potentially work towards flipping. You just heard him say right there, oh my God, about how quickly he ended up killing Octane there with the AN94. But here they go. They're pushing down towards the bottom of the map. You can also see that they have presence up towards the top side of the map. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to hold those off, but it does look like they have rotations as it's rotating out from P2 to P3. But again, let's go ahead. Let's listen into their team comms.
Got
Going
time. I got
scaff.
time.
Going scaff. It looks like.
Responding.
Jerry, I got Jerry.
You can go over to L, maybe?
Yo, keep rushing.
Go mid.
One's green after.
He got me first, guys. I gotta start spawning first.
I'm getting
Green
up,
half dead.
I spawned blue
Goodbye,
van
goodbye.
first. First
I'm
100%.
flanking
First
green,
100%. I'm gonna go top right. I'm gonna go top or
Top
yellow.
L, more top L.
I'm looking right side. I'm going top yellow right now.
AC.
I'm one shot mid crates.
I'm sure that we've probably all played this game enough by now, but you just heard ARCITYS say that they're in first because when he came up spawn, if he spawns up here, that means as Seattle's rotating from P2, they're going through first. That's why he said that they're first. On the other side of this, if he spawns over here towards yellow, that means as Seattle leaves P2, they're hitting the top side of the map. So just super easy reads, but it just kind of shows how good of a communicator he is that as soon as he came up off a spawn, he's able to realize where they were spawning and relay that information to his teammates.
Stay alive.
Two of them.
Stay
I
alive.
tried. There's
Both
three.
mid guys,
They
both
naded
mid.
me. I got one. There's two more.
Spawning on fire, guys.
I'm holding top right now.
Top AC
I'm
dead.
just waiting. They could be green wall. They could be green wall.
Green pillar's hurt.
I'm still holding top
Go
right now.
top green,
I'm
guys.
not-
Go top
I'm already top.
Indio,
We can send
Cool's
them
hurt.
away.
Proto.
Nade their door.
School's hurt.
Go top green.
Casey, one shot. Oh my God.
Fire.
That's not even proto.
Got proto.
Good job,
Crossing
Casey.
the
Making
cross.
time.
You can
Get
hold the
top green.
cross. You can hold the cross
Yeah,
now.
give it.
I'm leaving it.
On the hill, weak. Wow.
Okay.
Top green.
Casey, top green. Good jump out.
Another one here. I'm waiting.
Weak top green.
Made a fork. I'm
And
gonna
Cool's
push it.
Pinch.
Top green.
School's hurt.
Top green.
Yeah.
Dead.
Responding
Cool's
first.
dead.
Nice.
I hold Sam.
him.
One back. Dead. One more hole. Proto.
On the wall.
Yeah.
Apathy.
On the
Apathy
wall.
on the wall.
I'm
I didn't
one
hit
shot. I
him.
can
I
help
didn't
you
hit
out.
him.
Weak app. He's close left.
Holding
Right
right,
time, guys. Good job. One more.
Nice, no.
No,
I
two.
saw yo,
One,
no,
another one,
yo,
another one.
I'm flooding.
Playing with you guys.
I'm fighting into him.
I got me
Nice,
another
top
one.
L.
Nice.
I have it.
And you just heard basically ARCITYS and Prasini both say that they're flooding inside of P4. Only reason is because there's no chance of them getting flanked right here, right? If they're spawning down towards yellow, that means that the only place that Seattle could be coming from was from the top side of the map. And it's not very likely, especially if they still had somebody contesting inside the hardpoint, that Seattle had already snuck through the top side of the map. So if they spawn down towards the bottom by yellow, then they know that they can just rush inside of P4, try to contest, and there's not really a chance that they're going to end up giving up these back spawns as it's rotated here to P5.
You guys get
Yeah.
close.
Nading over right
Yeah.
for you.
Someone go top hill. Someone go top hill, please.
Slant.
Looking slant.
Jumped over.
Looking slant. Front door. One shot. Free kill.
Yeah.
But as the last few seconds tick off the clock here, it looks like Chicago's probably going to end up getting these last 4 seconds here. The star of the show was the AN94, and it looked pretty good, right? I wouldn't say that it underperformed in areas where the M4 would have ended up gotten kills, so it did look pretty good. We'll see. Again, this is the very first day that they have used this, so we'll see if they mess with it a little bit, if they think about, you know, what attachments to put on and stuff like that. But overall, looked like a fairly good match out of ARCITYS and Octane. As we look at the scoreboard here, 35 and 21 as his first map with the AN94. We look underneath, 24 and 28 for Octane, so not quite the same success for him, but Scump went +9, Envoy went -3. This is a couple days in a row here where Envoy hasn't been shredding like he normally does. Not saying that he's playing terrible, 25 and 28 is not bad, but we're just so used to him going 35 and 28 or something like that, that it's a little weird to see him lagging behind just a little bit. But the good news is that ARCITYS has been absolutely shredding. Formal went -3 in this one, but they've both been playing well overall. So with that, guys, if you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I put out brand new videos every single day. Any comments on the AN94? Have you used it? Do you like it? What are your impressions? Put them down below. Leave a like. Thank you guys so much. We will catch you in tomorrow's upload.